I don't want to say it. I really don't want to say it. I really don't want to say it. But I did a lot of off-camera grinding. That's right, after many hours of grinding off camera, I seem to have gotten myself full diamond and a lot of diamond tools. I also got this sick villager setup, which I wanted to show you guys. I have pretty much every enchantment that I need in the game. This one has fortune, aqua affinity, and we have many of these ones. We're gonna be rich. Now, I know some of you might be upset that I didn't record myself getting these villagers, but the reason why I didn't do it is very simple. It kinda was 10 hours of this. Now the reason why I have so many villagers is because I actually want to go to the shopping district and open myself a shop. I've gathered so many materials and I am finally ready to make it. I am so excited. But right before we do that, we need to trade with Kenj because he was offering us some elytra for some mending books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a deal?
Yes, that's it then.
Also, this elytra is almost dead.
Listen, I only had 2 of them, and a lack of mending.
Okay, cool, fair enough. Now, I actually do have an idea for the shop that I want to make already. We're not only gonna sell enchantments, but we want to sell everything that the basic survival Minecraft player needs. Armor pieces, food, enchantment, horse armor, everything, the works. And I've come with the perfect name for it. So we're gonna be selling a lot of items that usually an adventurer would have. So here is the little spot that I've prepared. I had to mine this entire mountain out and I did it on stream, twitch.tv/WoahAlex. But this is the home of our new shop, the Traveler's Tavern. That's right, it's a really cute name and it's gonna be a huge rustic house / tavern. It's gonna look super nice and it's gonna be filled to the brim with all the survival necessities. So without further ado, let's get to a time lapse. And after many hours of building, I think that the shop is ready. And it has been constructed! The Traveler's Tavern is done. And this only took me, what, about 3 days? I've been playing on and off trying to put some decorations, not only on the inside but also on the outside. You can see the inside looks very much so like a tavern. And you can see some of the stock we're starting to sell. For example, spruce wood, 1 stack for a diamond, ender chest, 1 for 2 diamonds each, which we're already making some profit. Upstairs we have the enchantment section, and here we have all of our enchantments. You can see efficiency. All of our prices are 1 book for 3 diamonds and 2 books for 5, so that's why you're gonna see some varying numbers. And we seem to be doing super duper well with diamonds. We're doing insanely well. Oh my god, we are rich. I will probably end up lowering these prices since I know that almost half of the server already has a villager breeder, so maybe 2 diamonds per book? Maybe 1 diamond per book? I don't know, but also we have here the dragon egg, which is 100 diamond blocks in case anyone wants to buy it. But so far, I think it's looking alright. We still have a few items to sell, and on the outside, I tried to do as many decorations as possible. We have some custom trees growing, we have some logs, we have this little part right here, which I don't entirely know what this is, but it looks kinda cool. I was actually considering making this a little bit of an XP part where you can buy some XP. It's almost like a drive-thru. Imagine you rolling with your horse and then you just click a single button and get tons of levels. But overall, the tavern is looking great. I think it's looking super cool. I really like how this turned out. It's giving us a lot of diamonds and hopefully, eventually, we can even upgrade it. The Traveler's Tavern will soon be a name that everyone on the Stargazer server will know. But that's not all. I've been doing some thinking about what things we can sell. And I went ahead and did a little bit of grinding and casually, just casually, got a few nether stars. I mean, it's what you do. Sometimes you're bored and you grab yourself, I don't know, a couple nether stars. So let's go ahead and craft a few beacons. And then with this, we should be able to sell them for a fairly good price. I'm thinking 25 diamonds each, maybe 30. We might worry about that later. But now I have something that I really need to do. As you can see, my base is looking, not great. It's not really a base. It's just some chests and a horse. His name is Ash, by the way, and he loves eating some grass. Isn't that right, Ash? But I want our starter base to actually, well, start. So I'm gonna start making some buildings. If you don't know, I want to turn this into a huge village. That means lots of rustic houses, lots of paths, lots of little decorations. It's gonna be great. Now I'm thinking this part right here where the trees are, that could be maybe the town square. And then we can have some houses going over here at the top. Maybe some farmer things going here at the bottom, like cow pens and wheat fields. And then we have this space right here that goes into the deep dark forest. And it could go to Archie's base, which is, I'm pretty sure, in that way. Not entirely sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Now, let's talk about planning. So planning out for a big base is always one of the most important parts, so that every single part of it is already accounted for before you start building. For example, this is a little house that I want to have on my village. We can see how I want to have a tower over here, and then over here just have a part that extends outwards. And just doing things like this small sand silhouette for a house can go a long way once you plan them. Yeah, I did a little bit of planning. And as you can see, this looks super cool. We have a path that I kind of made just by walking around and making some natural shapes. And then we made a bunch of little houses that we could potentially want that could fit the area. Some of them, like the one right here, I'm not super sure of. But overall, I think the village is looking nice. And some of you might have already seen, but we have one big shape that is way bigger than the other ones. This right here is the shape for a rustic mansion. The main place where we're gonna be on our starter base. You can see on the map that it is quite big and it does have a lot of funky little shapes, but I think overall this could turn out really nicely. And we kinda need to get started on it soon, since our chests are just floating in midair, right there. Not super good, but I think we'll do this on another episode. Right now I want to start cracking down on some of these houses. You know, warming up, getting our builds ready, getting a consistent palette, all the planning. And then once we have that ready, we can get started on the big house, which is probably the most important build we're gonna make. And of course, whenever I make that, I want to be absolutely ready. So let's get started. I ran into a little bit of a problem. You see, when I first started doing these houses, I was using a palette that was white concrete with spruce wood and also a little bit of oak. But then I realized that bone could also look good. And in my opinion, doing bone looks so much better. Doing bone is also a lot more expensive. So currently I have around 32 bone blocks in my inventory. And that's it. That's all of the bone blocks that I have in my entire possession. I even went to the nether and broke a lot of fossils, but still, I only have 32 bone blocks. Which, if we compare it with the amount of white concrete I had, yeah, it's a little bit of a big difference. 32 bone blocks versus 500 white concrete? That's a little problem. But still, with my limited supply of bone blocks, I managed to make a few houses. I really like this one, as well as this one right here. I am messing around with a lot of shapes and sizes because I want every single house to look unique. And you can start to see the shape that this is gonna have, which is honestly quite pretty. It's pitiful, but also you can still clearly see the paths and you're gonna be able to see some height variation between each one. It's looking really, really nice. We still have around 20 houses to go, but as long as we stick with these styles and we follow the shapes that we have, this should be no problem. But for now, I need a good way of getting tons and tons of bones. Another thing I don't have a lot of is pork chops. I only have 37 of them left, which means that I probably should pick this one up that I just threw. So I'm thinking next episode we should work on some farms, which also means that we reached the end of this episode. We did a lot of progress, look at how many houses we had, but I'm super excited for next time. We're gonna make some farms, we're gonna make some more awesome progress on the base, and I also have a slight surprise for you, so make sure to subscribe to check that out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see ya all later.